So now we need to add our Game Boy effect. And immediately I have this effect. And this is like closer to the actual Game Boy camera look. Just like that and just like that. It is not meant to be precise by any means. It's just meant to be 3D. OBS Studio has a bunch of plugins that let you do pretty much whatever you want with the software. And one of my favorites is OBS ShaderFilter by Exeldro. It comes with over 100 effects, and if you get familiar with them, you can basically come up with very creative stuff in OBS Studio. I already have 2 videos basically testing every single one of them. Today, we're gonna combine one of those shaders with 2 other plugins in order to create a 3D Game Boy that pops on screen for a couple seconds. Make sure you check out the links in the description. I will link tutorials that show you how to install the plugin and how to use them, and under those video descriptions you will find a link to each plugin. So let's get started. So in a brand new scene, I'm gonna bring in my camera. Now if you're struggling to duplicate your camera and you don't want your filters to affect the original one, I advise you using something like the Source Clone plugin. It gives you a new source called Source Clone. I'm gonna call this one GB Cam for a Game Boy camera, and this allows me to clone any source that I have in OBS Studio. So clone type, source, canvas, main, and the clone will be my camera, wherever I have it. So I selected cam, I just don't have it activated, so I'll have to go, click on it, activate, here I am, hi, and then go back. So that is Source Clone, a different plugin that you need to install in order to have that. I'll make sure to link it in the description. So now we need to add our Game Boy effect. And what I'm gonna do is click on my source, go to filters, and if you have the ShaderFilter plugin installed, you'll have a user-defined shader. Click on that, click OK, and then click Load Shader Text from File. Click Browse, and it will bring you to the folder that already has hundreds, or at least 100 examples. I'm gonna type G on my keyboard and find GB Camera. Right there, click OK, and immediately I have this effect. What I'm gonna do is bump up the pixel size because it's actually gonna be pretty small. And if you're a purist, you might think, hey, this is not the colors of the original Game Boy. And you might be too lazy, just like me, to go and change each color to match perfectly. So what I'm gonna do is add a color correction filter. So that's from OBS Vanilla. And I'm just gonna bring the hue down until I find that greenish look, just like that. And I'm gonna lower the saturation. And this is like closer to the actual Game Boy camera look. Now, there's 2 ways to actually get the Game Boy. You can create it from scratch in OBS Studio using a couple of plugins and all of that. You can create it with an editing software, make a 2D Game Boy, make it look cool, or you can get a picture online of a Game Boy with a transparent background, or not. So I found an image on Google. I'm gonna add it as an image source, call it GB image, go find it. I have it right there. And if you don't want to use anything else than OBS Studio, I'm going to show you how you can get rid of the white background. As you can see, there's no white inside. There's only outside, maybe a little bit up here, but we'll fix that. So go to filters and add a color key. So just like if this was a green screen, except this time you're going to go to custom color, select the color and choose white. And it's going to key out the white. Now you can play with the similarity, the smoothness, to make sure that you have an adequate result. Now, place it where you would want it to be placed, just like that. I'm gonna place the camera on top of it. So in the source list, it's layers, so it's in order. We're gonna scale this down and place it and then crop it. You hold Alt on your keyboard to crop stuff. Holding Alt, grabbing the handles, just like that, and just like that. What we need to do is put them in a group. I'm gonna click on both of them. I'm gonna hold Shift, select both of them, right click, group selected items, call the group 3D GB. And now this is where the 3D block, and I hope this works, this is where the 3D block plugin comes into place. Now this one is kind of difficult to find. I will make sure to put a link to the tutorial in the description. That way you'll learn how to find it, how to install it, how to use it before you can actually get it. But long story short, it's basically a script that you can find under tools, script. I mean, you can't find it. You need to get it and then you need to import it like that. 3D block, you can see I have it here. And this will give you a filter. So to that group, I'm gonna go to filters. I'm gonna click on plus and I'm going to apply 3D block and click OK. And just like that, we have a functional Game Boy. It's that simple. It is really that simple. Now I'm gonna look for thickness because the Game Boy is pretty thick and something like that is fine. And we can tilt it. We can do all sorts of cool stuff with it. It is not meant to be precise by any means. It's just meant to be 3D, you can add a wiggle to it so it moves around and then tick the wiggle rotation box. If we're gonna do this with like channel points or alerts, we're probably gonna use Streamer.bot in order to trigger it. Now, this is where you decide how you're gonna make it appear and disappear. Of course, the easiest thing for you to do would be, turn off the group, turn on the group, right? You can even add custom transitions by right-clicking, going to show transition, for example. Let's say swipe, it'll look like this. And then right-clicking, hide transition. We can also put swipe. So now if I turn it off, it goes away. And if I turn it on, it comes into frame like that. You can decide whatever you want to do. You can even animate it with the move plugin. So basically you would animate the values so that within that filter itself, you can make it fly in, fly out, or even do all sorts of stuff. Just rotate, come into frame and stuff like that, which is what I would prefer doing, but I want to keep the tutorial as simple as possible. So we'll do simple transitions in, transitions out, except I'm going to pick better transitions. So show transition, I have it set to 2000 milliseconds. I'm going to click on Luma Wipe and I'll find Fractal, which looks like this. Right click, hide transition, Luma Wipe, Fractal, click OK. So now all we need in Streamer.bot is turn it on for a couple seconds, do your thing, and then turn it off. That's as simple as it can get. So let's open up Streamer.bot. All right, so in Streamer.bot, I'm gonna go to my actions. Under actions, I'm gonna right click and add a new one, call it GBCam. And while it's selected, I'm gonna go under sub actions. This is where we determine what we wanted to do. I'm gonna go to add, it's OBS Studio. It is a source and it's set source visibility state. Okay, right there, click that. So now it's gonna ask you which scene that you're on. We're gonna go with GBCam, of course. And there's a single source in there, well, a single group, 3D GB. And this is gonna make it visible, all right? So, okay. Right now we have an action that makes it visible. Now we want it to wait. So we're gonna right click, add, core, and we're gonna find delay. This is how long you want it to wait before it turns off, basically. Let's go with 5 seconds. So 5,000 milliseconds. And I'm gonna duplicate the first sub action right there, double click on it, and make sure I set it to hidden. So very simple, 3-step, make it visible, wait 5 seconds, make it invisible. All right, now this is where you decide what triggers it. The triggers are right here. So right click, every single thing that you're gonna find under add, all of that is able to trigger it. If I use Twitch commands or Twitch channel points as an example, I don't want you guys saying, I wish it was YouTube subs, when YouTube is written right there and new subscriber is right there. So everything here can trigger it, okay? Just because I don't show you every single possibility doesn't mean that I need to make a video for each. If you stream on Kick, it's right there, just read. All right, that being said, let's use Twitch channel points. I'm gonna go to channel reward, reward redemption, and we're gonna create a reward for it. Webcam, describe it, and then give it a cost, give it a cooldown, whatever you want, and click create. Click OK, and there we have it. 3 sub actions, 1 single trigger, and we're good to go. Now back in OBS, I have it turned off. And what we can do now is go to our scenes and add it as a scene source. For example, I have my gameplay scene. Let's put some fake gameplay here. There you go. I would go to add a new source and I would pick scene, add existing, of course, and GBCam. All right. Nothing appears because, well, it's turned off, right? You would kind of want to size it a little bit and then place it approximately where it would show up. We know it was in the middle, so I'm going to place it around my camera because I want it to cover my actual camera. Maybe make it bigger so we can actually see the camera once it pops up. All right, now I'm gonna bring in my chat and I just have it popped out like that. And I have my channel points here and you can see there's a new one. I can click on it. It will describe what it does and I can click redeem and it will appear. Should stay. This is where you can place it a little bit better. It stays 5 seconds and then it disappears. So you just wanna make sure you place that scene source in every scene where you want that to be redeemable, basically. Test it again. So Game Boy Cam, click redeem, it appears. You can place it a little bit better. Let's test it one more time. So I click on it, it appears for a couple seconds, blah, blah, blah. Hi guys. And then it disappears. And it's completely customizable, meaning that if I want to go back and change anything about it, maybe the color of said camera, maybe the transition time, it's 2 seconds in, 2 seconds out, maybe you want it faster, you can do that. Maybe you don't want the wiggle that it's doing. Maybe we want the original colors, can remove the color correction. Maybe we want it to be the hue to be shifting the whole time or something like that. I don't know. You can do anything. You can really do anything. Just play around with stuff, you know, have fun. Don't wait for anyone to confirm if something's gonna work or not. Try it out. It's right there. All of that stuff is free. Just do your thing. One more thing I wanted to shout out is that if you go to nutty.gg, Nutty has a widget that your viewers can use to take pictures of you, and they're automatically sent to Discord. Now, it is a members only product, so if you were thinking of joining, this might convince you. And if you already joined, well, this is available to you. I've been trying to live stream a little more often lately, so if you want to talk about content creation, video games, or whatever, make sure to follow me on Twitch, and I'll see you later.